Welcome to X Connect. My name is Kareem Kanji. Thank you so much for joining us. As you can see, I'm very excited to bring today's and this week's show to you. It's all about viral marketing. We have with us producer and stars of the show. We have Janine Short to my left and Alex Appel to my right. I guess just a quick introduction. Alex Appel is a highly accomplished actress, I've been told, according to the bio.
Very highly accomplished.
You've starred in Little Mosque on the Prairie, The Kink in My Hair, you've been on Missing, which is a popular American series, and I guess I've known you from the Death of Alex Blue.
Death of Alice Blue.
Alice Blue. Did I say Alex? Alice.
You did say Alice.
Death of Alice Blue.
But it is her.
Starring Alex. Now you starred in it.
I starred in The Death of Alice Blue and produced it as well.
I knew I was going to say, and you produced that as well. And again, we have Janine Short, who is a producer and a production designer, I believe, on Mr. Viral. And you've done a ton of things. You've done a lot of work in viral marketing.
Yeah, I've been working in viral marketing as well. Yeah, I started out working in advertising. Mm-hmm. That's how I got my experience as a producer. And we did some corporate, some TV, and some viral.
Excellent. And I want to talk about that, but I guess the first question I have is, and I guess I'll throw it to the both of you to answer it, is what is Mr. Viral about?
Mr. Viral is a dark comedy satire about the internet and viral marketing. It's about a bunch of people who are basically trying to use and abuse each other through the internet.
Okay.
It's messy.
It's all good stuff.
Would you agree to that? Is that how would you describe it?
Yeah. I think the only thing is it also has a bit of a revenge thriller angle, which is it's kind of dark and cool. And it was when I auditioned for it, I really loved the script because I hadn't seen a film like this before, and that used viral marketing and delved into this underbelly, and it's really cool.
Now, I guess, Gina, I want to ask you is the appeal that Mr. Viral had to you, was it based on your previous work?
Yeah, definitely. My experience as a producer in the commercial world was that it was a good way to get experience as a producer, but it was never going to be for me. It wasn't my passion wasn't there, and I wanted to do something that meant a little bit more to me. And I definitely got attached to this script because it dealt with a lot of the characters and egos and personalities that I recognized from the commercial world, and a subject that I knew a lot about and was passionate about, but it was also sort of like a satire of that and sort of bringing it down.
Would you say the movie has some characters from your work? Your previous work?
I would say, not specifically because I didn't write it. They're not targeted. That's a person that I worked with, and I wrote a character. That's not how it worked. But I definitely recognize people that I worked with.
That's my workplace.
Yeah, you're I know that person.
Now we through X Connect we've actually got a agency called Third Ocean, and we deal in social media marketing. Question I have, and it always comes up with clients, one of the questions that they always ask is, can you create a viral video from me? I want my message to go all over the internet. I want everyone to know about it. Is there such a thing as viral marketing? And what is viral marketing according to you?
Right. Well, people try to set out to make something that's viral, and you just don't know. Mm-hmm. That's sort of the thing about viral is it's just sort of some things take off and some things don't, and some people try and sort of learn the recipe for that and think they have a handle on it, but at the same time sometimes it's just chance and what's current at the time and culturally relevant, and sometimes just what's really, really retarded.
And has cats and unicorns or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or a rainbow.
I want to start making videos of my cats. I don't know how do we get in on this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So in the case of Mr. Viral, the main character, who's played by Jefferson Brown, his character is basically rebranding a children's toy inappropriately through the internet. And his way of trying to make something really go viral is to use sex.
Yeah.
Sex sells. And that, I think, is probably true of any kind of marketing. But you can take it a lot further on the internet than you can on TV. There aren't as many parameters and rules as there are on TV. You can do anything you want on the internet.
And I'm curious if you've ever worked with brands, and I don't know how long ago you worked in commercial. But other examples in your work in brands, and you don't have to mention any names, that you could actually go as far as you wanted to with online marketing?
Never.
Wow.
I don't think that exists. Like, I don't think that there's a brand out there that would be that. I mean, that doesn't mean that there isn't, but I don't know many brands that would be that relaxed with their brand and allow you to do just about, or say just about anything that you wanted in advertising. They're pretty, like, they have their standards.
Yeah.
First of all, there's advertising standards.
That's right.
And then second of all, there's that brand standards and what they allow you to say and not, and how they would want their product to be marketed.
Sure. Your brand is very important to, especially large companies.
Yeah, I think generally corporations are always very scared of isolating and turning off the public, off middle America, especially with stuff. I mean, that's, I think, why you have those standards on regular TV stations with no swearing and stuff. And if there's a nipple slip, then it's a huge thing. And brands will threaten not to advertise, and it's like they're so scared of. So using sexual, although I think in Europe, I mean, they get a lot more racy. I mean, you actually will see nudity in ads, and it's not a problem. But here, it's like
no.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was wondering if you can talk about the product placement campaign that took place for, I guess, the production?
It was something that we did to raise some funds to help us with the post-production of the film, because at a certain point we sort of realized, hey, we actually are not going to have enough money to finish this movie. So we did an Indiegogo campaign. Yeah. And through that crowdsourcing campaign, we raised $20,000 through Prairie placements.
Yeah. So did you know ahead of time that we're going to run short and let's think of some ideas, or what was that?
I think if you've ever made a film, you realize you're going to run short.
You're always going to run short.
Yeah. Especially if it's an indie film.
Yeah.
It's like,
Alex Boothby, who's the writer-director of the film, had this in the back of his head. Even as he was writing the film, he was thinking of this product placement idea and how it would be really cool, because it's a movie that's all about social media and like the internet, and that it would be so great if we could bring in that community and allow people to be interactive with the movie, put themselves in it. Yeah. That would make it even better.
So talk about this product placement. What does that entail? What does that mean?
Basically, it's like, well, most people know what product placement is, which is when big brands like Coke or Pepsi will pay big bucks to have their products appear in a film. Well, we are sort of like anti-corporate in our film. So we are taking a spin on that, which is, instead of big brands, we're saying, why not you? You can put yourself in the movie. So
whatever level, maybe you donate $50 or $100 or whatever it is, and you get your face or your cat's face in the movie somewhere.
Appear in the movie somewhere. Yeah, I think we have a dog named Ollie.
You have a dog named Ollie. So you said you raised over $20,000?
Yeah, just over.
Just over 20. And how long was this campaign?
It was 70 days.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so is there thoughts now, okay, the next movie,
I know.
This is how we're going to finance it.
Yeah, we might have to create like a Mr. Viral series or something.
And so I'm very curious about, you talk about product placement, I'm very curious about any lessons learned from utilizing, crowdsourcing platforms like Indiegogo.
I guess I found that it's a lot more work than I ever thought it was going to be. Okay. That it's not just so easy to like put a cool video up there and like put it on your Facebook page and hope that it does well. That you really need to get out there and go to as many things as you can, hand out cards, tell everyone about it to get the word out there, because what happens when you just put it on Facebook is just your friends know and people around you that are closest. So the most important thing was to pound the pavement and get the word out there.
Industry events, just bars, and just everywhere. Just always be out there.
Yeah, a lot of social media events.
A lot of social media events, exactly.
Well, talking about social media, I'm very curious. I don't know if Alex, you could talk on this. The role of social media. You've been on both ends, actress as well as a producer. Mm-hmm. The role of social media in today's, I guess, independent filmmaking. Is it important? Is it needed?
I think it's probably more crucial than anything else. I'm always surprised by other filmmakers, even when they have a project that has a studio backing. But even now having a studio, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go out and do well and get people into the seats. Mm-hmm. And you can't really rely on the typical forms of marketing with just posters and TV adverts and stuff. So using platforms like Facebook and Twitter and any kind of creative thing you can think of, like YouTube, and actually interacting with people that have these followers and to reach out to a greater group. I mean, it's become really crucial to get people in seats, and I did find that with the Death of Alice Blue when we had our theatrical release. I was introduced to a lot of people through Sarah Prevett at Sprouter, and just with Bare Roots, because I got onto the game a little late. Just that Bare Roots. I mean, we had an opening sold out weekend, which is very difficult to do with the film. So does that?
Yeah, it does.
It's very important.
I think it is. Have you taken any of those lessons to Mr. Viral? And how important has that been for this specific movie?
It's definitely been important. And I mean, we've just scratched the surface at this point. We've just started out. But we have lots and lots of ideas that were generated because we knew how important it was to involve social media in our marketing. But it's important to finish the film first.
Yes.
And in our case, we've been so busy just finishing the movie, and it's almost finished, but not quite. Mm-hmm. And so most of our focus has gone into creating this amazing product. And we are going to concentrate more and more in the future days on our marketing.
But we've started.
Social media.
We've started. One of the things that someone told me was that it's like if you start rolling that snowball too late, you're not going to get there. So one thing that just from what I've learned, and I've been working with Janine on that stuff, is just starting to get it rolling, like starting to get Facebook followers, like interacting on Twitter, and we've been going to like fan expos and Comic-Cons just to sort of get the word out to people on the street, and just to start that a following of people that are aware of the film and are looking forward to seeing it and hopefully start talking about it.
Yeah, it was like one of the guest speakers actually at a Spreader event who was saying, like, a lot of people don't think of social media and viral marketing and all these things as being go somewhere or meet people thing. They think of it as like someone by themselves on their computer at home.
Sure, yeah.
But the reality of that is to go really viral, to like really reach the amount of people that you want, you do have to go somewhere. You do have to give out 1 million business cards. You do have to network. It is social, and you're not doing it right if you're not being social in the traditional sense.
And I'm curious, so you've used crowdfunding to help complete the movie, and then it's also affected the content of the movie. And you're using and have used social media to promote the movie. I'm curious, is there any space for utilizing the crowd or social media to actually help create a story or create a movie?
Yes, I mean, that was an idea that we had from the beginning. It was part of the product placement idea. Okay. We had a grander idea for that we could allow people to put their own videos into the movie as well. The problem with that is there are some rules because we are an ACTRA production. Okay. There's like limits in what you can do because we can't have actors that are not union. Okay. We're an actor tip production, which is their low budget program, and because you're able to use their actors for much
very
lower
little
rate, very little. Thank you, Alex.
But it's about the film, not
it's
the
about
money.
it's about the film,
but
it's also
about the art.
But it's also about like that program is about like supporting people who are members of ACTRA who want to work, and they want to work on good work, and a lot of indies are good. And it also gives a lot of actors who might not get a chance to play such an important role in a film to take a step up and play a bigger character than they might normally play on like a bigger, $1 million movie.
Nice. You're now, I'm assuming, taking the film on the festival circuit. Where's your first public viewing, and where can people check this out?
Actually, I'm glad you asked that. We have just been accepted to the Calgary International Film Festival.
Awesome.
And we're going to be playing there on September 22nd. Will be our world premiere.
Nice. And I know
at 9 p.m.
You've written something on the board.
You're not supposed to give that away. That's a cue card.
That's a cue card? Oh, boy. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, we're allowed to.
So why don't you tell us what's happened?
Oh, we've also been nominated for an award.
Okay.
The Discovery Award for Best Film from an Emerging Artist.
No, but that's amazing. That you must be very satisfied. You're very happy about that. Yes. And
I'm very excited.
That's fantastic. And I know you've been nominated for a bunch of stuff from your last movie. I don't know if it was your last movie.
One award.
You did. Tell me about that. Tell us about that.
Oh boy. I don't have a award. But I think our most prestigious, our premiere was at the Museum of Modern Art in New York.
That's right.
And we were one of 8 films picked for that program, so we're very excited about that. It's a really nice start, but after that we went to over 40 film festivals, so it gets a little hard to remember everything. But we did get a three-week theatrical run, which speaking about the social media, I think was a huge part of why that happened, because the way theatrical releases work, if you're not making numbers the first weekend, you don't get a second weekend.
Yeah.
And then if you don't make numbers that week, So that's why films get pulled out within the first week, and it's very rare for a Canadian film to run more than 1 week, and we ran 3.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Congratulations. Now, besides Calgary, anywhere else that you guys are planning to go or to be at?
We can't talk about those yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all sort of like the way that it works is like each festival has their launch, and you're not allowed to talk about it.
All right. Well, we look forward to dozens of appearances at film festivals. And I guess one question I have, very curious about this, is being in independent filmmaking. I'm curious, I don't know, is it a choice? Is it something you want to do because you get more freedom, more opportunities to do a variety of different things? What's the benefits of being an independent filmmaker and I guess working in independent film?
You have to really want to do it because it's not easy. It has to be in your blood, I think. You just have to wake up every day wanting to create and do things and be a big part of it, because when you're a smaller cog in a giant machine that is larger filmmaking, it's not as satisfying. You're not getting to put your heart and your soul into it and make something that's yours. Whereas this is it gives you the chance to sort of work with other amazing artists and share the love of creating something really special.
Nice.
Well, I think Alice Blue and Mr. Viral are both very similar, where Alex Boothby, the writer-director, and Janine, wanted creative control, because as soon as you start bringing something like this and trying to sell it, you start, just to get the money from here and there, you start losing bits and bits of creative control, and in the end, you can tend to not be casting the actors you want, you're not making the movie you want. And so, Park Bench, who was the writer and director of Alice Blue, we did both very similar things that, it's a lot harder, there's a lot more struggle, and people are doing huge favors for you.
Yes.
And you're wheeling and dealing, but you are making, at the end of the day, the film that's up there. The one thing that I think we all can say about our films is we made the film we wanted to make. So if people don't like it, it's on us. It's not because, it was taken away, it was edited. And I have, as an actor, worked on films that, indie directors who were doing it through a big company and were really sort of upset in the end about their final project because they didn't have final cut of their own film. So.
Well, I wish both of you the best of luck with Mr. Viral. Where can people find out more information? about the movie?
Well, you can check us out online at our website, which is www.mrviral-movie.com.
Awesome.
But we also have our Twitter, which is at Mr.Viral_movie.
_movie.
And then we also have the Facebook page that everyone should just like.
Perfect. We'll make
like
sure.
us.
Yes. We'll make sure to. I think we have the love button.
We are Mr. Viral feature film.
Awesome.
Yeah, the love button.
Yeah,
put in a love button for us.
We'll make sure that
on Facebook.
Get rid of the timeline.
Yeah.
That's another episode.
That's a whole other episode.
But again, thank you so much, and I'll put the links on the show notes. You're welcome, and all the best, and look forward to hearing some awesome news out of Calgary and all the other cities that I'm sure you guys will be playing in. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, my name is Kareem Kanji. You can follow me on Twitter at Kareem Kanji. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you.